Hey everyone, this is Roota Mittal. I'm the creator of the Vortex Mastermind. So, what is Vortex? Vortex is basically my signature mastermind, which helps you turn your skills, your expertise, your passion into a 6 and 7 figure brand. And we help you scale up your high ticket offer, implement a high end sales process, and scale up your personal brand to 7 figures. Today, I'm so excited to interview Karthika Sivakumar. Karthika is a Vortex Mastermind client and sells high ticket advertising services. Welcome, Karthika.
Thank you so much, Ruta. So good to be here.
Yeah, so tell everyone, what is your niche? How do you help clients? What do you do right now?
All right. So I'm a Facebook ads expert. So I've been helping clients almost exclusively with, kind of helping them get more traffic onto their landing page, running the ads, optimizing their funnels, all of that. So I have a couple of clients that I work with, and I also run YouTube ads for one of them. So mostly ads is what I do. And in that, I've done almost Facebook ad work extensively over the last 1.5 years, ever since I started my journey with Marketing Accelerator. So yeah, that's what I do. I help my clients, more leads, more sales, all of that with Facebook ads.
Yeah, so Facebook ads and now YouTube ads are your jam mainly.
Yes, yes.
Cool. And you joined Vortex, I believe, about 8 months ago. So, how was your business doing then?
Yeah. So when I joined Vortex, I was barely 1 year into freelancing. So the skill was also new for me. I got a couple of clients and I was doing kind of well. I knew it was taking off, and I knew I could go much further with the kind of community support and the support that we at Vortex, right? So I was still in the very initial phase. I was not looking to launch a coaching offer, or I never thought of myself as a coach at that point ever. But then clients kept coming in, like even without me putting in a lot of effort. So, if you look at it, I don't do a lot of socials, I don't post a lot, but then all the clients I've gotten was through word of mouth. And, a point that you repeat quite often is that you don't need a huge social following to, get clients and make money, right? I think I'm the hugest example of that. So I've been doing mostly client work for the last years, and the same clients have been, referring me to their friends. They've been running ads on behalf of their partners through me, all of that. So business has been great. Like in terms of revenue growth, it's been good. And now, I've reached a point where I need to hire more members to my team. But my client was, gracious enough to kind of get a couple of people from his team who could help me with most of their work, which leaves me with space. Like I don't really need to hire anyone. These people are already, pretty vetted, and they're good people to work with. So I didn't have to spend a lot of effort there. So yeah, it's been going great. And while training them, I realized that, I do like coaching, which happened in the last 1 month, I would say. So while I was recording all those videos for them, I was like, okay, this is how I learned stuff from Ruta. I think I like doing it. People are understanding me. So maybe that is the next step for me. So it was not a typical, I didn't jump into Vortex and immediately start doing a coaching offer. But then now I am not scared of it anymore.
Yeah. Wow, so much to unpack there. Let me ask you a couple of.
Yes.
So, for everyone watching, Karthika doesn't have a huge social media following, and she's still able to land high ticket clients and work with them. So, how many followers do you have, Karthika?
I would say around 150.
Okay, cool. So that's mainly friends or family. I think that doesn't even
Yeah,
count.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what, like, you don't need a huge following to have a good income and have a roster of clients. And the second thing you said is you basically never wanted to do a coaching offer, but
Never.
now you want to. So what changed?
Yeah. So when I joined Vortex, I was still, like I said, trying to land a couple more clients, trying to, make more money, right? So I started doing more of that with the community support, of course, but also like through my work and through referrals and all of that. But then I see Vortex Mastermind members doing stuff who are, kind of on the same path as I am, and launching their offers, getting clients, and having the kind of satisfaction that they do, that you do, Ruta. And so it doesn't feel very far off while you're regularly interacting with them. So we have our weekly Vortex Mastermind calls, and talking to Deepina or Meenakshi, or somebody who's also along the same path. They make it, I know it's not easy, but it looks very achievable. And I think for somebody who was outside the community, it wouldn't have looked quite as achievable. So I'm not going to speak a lot about that I'm going to do this before I'm actually going to do anything, because I think I'm just going to get a kick out of just saying things and not doing it. But
That's so true. That's so true. It
yeah,
happens. You are excited and you say things, and then like the excitement goes
yeah,
down. And you, but yeah,
yeah,
I think this mindset change is important, which I
yeah,
wanna highlight, because a lot of people think, oh, coaching is not for me, or I need to reach
yeah,
a certain amount or certain numbers or milestones before I do it, or I don't even know if I'll enjoy it. But I think it is
yeah,
a very good option when you see other people in the community doing it. And as you said,
yeah.
get that satisfaction out of this work.
Absolutely, absolutely. And also client work, you hit a ceiling after a point. Like there's only so many clients that you're working with if you do done for you for them. And while that is great, and it also leaves you with a space of, okay, you need to hire more people. So I am not somebody who wants to work with like a huge team, and have all of that. Like how you're doing it, I would also like to work with either just myself, or like a very lean team who's doing multiple roles. So for that, I don't think done for you work is that scalable.
That's so true. Like
Like,
that was my thing as well. Like I didn't want a huge team. And yes, you
yeah,
can scale 1-to-1 to a huge, like let's say you can do 7 figures with it, but the level of team it takes and the level of systems, processes, and organization it takes is just another level.
yeah.
So yeah, so you said you before Vortex, what was your monthly revenue back then?
Yeah. So before Vortex, my monthly revenue was around $1,700, $1,800.
Got it.
Now, yeah, now it's at, this is all purely just with client work. It's at around $3,500 to $4,000.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So you have almost doubled your income while becoming a leader and managing a couple of team members from your, clients side of things, and are also now thinking about launching a coaching offer, which is,
Yeah,
yeah. And how much revenue has your business made in the entirety, like counting from day one to right now?
yeah. So I started my journey with Marketing Accelerator. So I studied it. I took around like 3 months for implementation, and I got my first client September of 2021. So it's been like close to 2 years at this point, not exactly. So I've made around $45,000.
$45,000. That's amazing. And so have you always sold Facebook ad services primarily, or have you pivoted? Have you niched down with your clients?
Yeah.
How has that been for your journey?
Yeah. So initially, my first client was also pretty high ticket, I would say. So she was still starting out as a manifestation coach. It was a $1,700 client. So she wanted her socials taken care of, ads taken care of, funnel taken care of, all of that. But then something happened midway through it. Due to her own personal reasons, she couldn't continue. She even took a step back from her business. So, but it was great that I landed that client, though even 2 months after that, I did not have like a client. But then again, it gave me enough validation to know that, this is going to work. I'm going to get high ticket clients, and, there's going to be more clients out there. So I was not part of Vortex then, but then if I was seeing the wins of Vortex people regularly, I think I would have, my mindset wouldn't have gone down even a bit, because I know the kind of success that is possible. I know that people are landing high ticket clients every day. But then there was like a down period, which was also not too long, like, 1 month, I would say. And after that, I have had clients, and primarily 2 clients. I work with them to this day, both of them.
Hmm. That's so
Yeah,
cool, because I know a lot of freelancers and consultants struggle with the churn rate and always being on the hamster wheel to finding
correct.
clients. So I think you've done a couple of things well, which is mainly your clients are word of mouth, which means you're doing a good job, fulfilling the services. They are retainer and they are not churning, which means again, you're doing a good job with the results. And you're doing all of this with, very less followers. So what advice would you like to give to someone who's watching right now, who might be struggling to charge high ticket, or who might be struggling to get clients? Like, what are your best strategies or tips that you want to tell someone that might help them today?
So the number one would be, don't do the fancy stuff till you are stable. I would say don't invest in a website. Don't worry too much about how many followers you have. So there are other communities and places on Facebook where you can go, and people are looking for people like us, ads experts, funnel experts, all of that. So go there with the intention of genuinely helping them, not just taking from them, because you don't know. Like I would say this. I've got my clients in the strangest ways. I've just wanted to help them, and somehow they ended up being my clients. So just keep doing that, and it's going to pay off at some point. If you have the genuine interest to help people, and if you are genuinely interested in your craft and want to upskill and learn more every day, it's going to pay off. So that is my skill. So don't skip all the fancy stuff. Just like go with the intention of helping, learning your craft, and it's going to pay off.
Yeah. And with this business you're running, how do you think is the flexibility and the work-life balance because of the work you're doing?
So it's really good. So how do I say? So today I might have to go for a doctor's appointment. Like it's a little far away, like 4 hours away. My mom has arthritis, so it's something that came up all of a sudden. Her pain started, flaring up a lot more and all of that. So had it been any other job, I think I would have so much to think about in terms of getting a leave. Do I have leaves left? All of that. So here I don't have to think about that, and my clients are also, over the last 1 year, I have a great rapport with them. I've gotten more respect from them than I have working in any job. So that is also primarily one of the reasons I would like to get into coaching. Like, the freedom and flexibility that comes with it. Like, you can work from anywhere. All of these are very important for me. And people should know that there is, if they don't like what they're doing and they're stuck somewhere they don't want to be, they should know that there are better ways to do things.
That's so well put. There are better options out there if you feel like stifled or stuck or unhappy with your current situation. So let's go back to before MA. What were you doing before you started freelancing?
So I was working as a sales manager with a startup before that. And we were selling a marketing tool. So, we were selling a tool which was used by brands like Unilever, L'Oreal, all of that. So marketing, I knew on a pretty high level. I didn't know how to implement campaigns or anything. So basically the tool I was selling was plugged into any campaign that a L'Oreal would run or a Unilever would run. So, later after during the pandemic, I quit my job. I was supposed to go for my higher studies, but a lot of things didn't work out for me in like that 1 year in between. So I was like, what can I do? And for some reason, I just kept telling myself, I can't go back to a job, just do something else. So everything else. So I come from the startup world, right? So I only know entrepreneurs to be the kind, who would need a lot of funding initially, like who would need like a lot of seed capital and then go the funding route, and maybe it will get acquired, or most of the times it doesn't, all of that. So all that sounded like really hard work to me, and I didn't want to get into that, but I also wanted to do something by myself. So that's when I came across your video on YouTube, saw a couple more videos, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I think I can do this because I'm already familiar with the world. It's about the whole implementation part of it. If I can get more help there, I would be able to take it ahead. And it worked. I think ever since I bought MAA, it took me 3 months to land my first client. And it's been like a little over 1.5 years since, and a lot has happened since. So cannot think of going back at this point.
Yeah, I think what you pointed out was so true about startups. Like today, if someone is thinking, oh, I need a business plan, I need funding, I need venture capitalists to back me up, you don't need to do that right now. If you're unhappy with your situation, be it a job or, your higher studies are not panning out as they should, and you're thinking, I want to do something of my own, but I don't know what to do. Like, you can learn skills, you can be an expert at certain things and provide those services, and can have that work-life balance and freedom that you're looking for. So, Karthika, what is your unbiased opinion about the best part about the Vortex Mastermind? Like, what has helped you the most in your opinion?
The community, because every time I come back to it, I feel inspired because, it gives a great benchmark. So I thought when I was landing the client and, they were referring me to a couple of clients, that I got really lucky. But then I come back to the community, there are people cracking high ticket deals every day. So I felt like, I don't have to limit myself and think that I'm so lucky for landing the clients that I have. I can do even more. So that it was eye-opening for me when I, met a couple of Vortex Mastermind members in Goa. Everyone is doing so well in terms of, outreach and landing clients. So it was not like, I'm not one lone person getting lucky. Everyone is, doing really well. And it's just inspiring in the sense you don't have to limit yourself to that one big client because, your next client might be, $5,000 or $10,000 or sky's the limit, right? As you say. So
Yeah.
that in terms of changing the mindset is amazing. Otherwise, you'll get stuck into this rabbit hole of, okay, this is my client. I have to do a great job for him, which you should, but also, it's not your only client. It's there is more. You can do more. You can launch your own program or whatever it is that you want to do without limiting yourself to one thing and, sticking at it like a job. So I think that has been the greatest value add for me, even though I didn't have plans of launching a coaching program. Seeing other people do it has made it very tangible. Like, once that mindset shifted for me, I'm like, okay, I can also do it. I'll take help from other people who've done it. I will take help from the community. So it doesn't feel super far off.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have these upper limits when it comes to what they're charging their client, how many clients they are working with, and how much deal size they think that they can close. Like right now, if you guys are watching this, you might be like, oh, a number would have come into your mind unintentionally or intentionally, like your limit, because that is the limit above which you cannot think of charging. Imagine yourself ever making that money, but when you see other people doing it in the community and closing like $6,000 deals, $10,000 deals, you'll be like, okay, this is possible for them, so it's normal, it's possible for them, hence it's possible for me. This is real, tangible, as you said. You can see it, you can feel it, you can see it happening for someone else. And so that is the power of a community where you lift each other up and you're supportive. And even with the coaching thing, I think like Karthika, like when you joined, I thought, because you had said to me, like, I knew that you never wanted to launch a coaching house. And then to hear you say that, oh, you're leaning towards it, was I feel like my biggest win, because I'm like, okay, that seemed like it will never happen, but it did. So it's so cool that you are inspired by that. Of course, there's a lot of work to be done for that, so I'm not going to speak too much into it, but this mindset shift alone is exciting, because then it could happen in the next few months or the next year, but at least it's the seed that is being sown right now. And I think you can impact so many more people with your work and the way you do things. So yeah, excited for us to collaborate and work together on that.
Super excited. And like you said, Roota, it is anything is possible, but it's just our minds that is stopping us. And another huge part of Vortex is also, getting out of your own limitations and resistance that you put on yourself and kind of seeing, expanding to the next level. So it's not like, when I joined, I didn't have the skills to launch a one-to-many coaching program. It's just, I didn't want to, and I didn't think it was possible. It was just me stopping myself. I don't think a lot has changed since then. But internally, something has shifted. And the fact that I'm thinking about it is a win for me and for you also. It's because of you that it's happening.
Yeah, I think sometimes we put roadblocks in front of us because of, again, mindset shifts and, I mean, mindset beliefs that we have. But yeah, like seeing other people do it, I think is the biggest, is the easiest thing that you can do. Like it just normalizes it. Like, because I think we make a big deal out of it in our head, like, oh, this I can never do. But then when
Yeah.
it's natural, when it's like, oh, it's easy, anyone can do it, then I think things become easier. So, okay, what would you advise someone who is on the fence about applying for Vortex? If they feel like they don't have the right offer, or they don't want to build a brand, or they don't want to do a coaching program, or they don't feel like they can charge high ticket, or they feel like the investment is too much, what would you like to say to them?
I would say all the reasons that they said are exactly why they should join Vortex, because in terms of investment, yes, it is a bigger investment for most people. Even it was for me as well when I joined, but a couple of months down the line, it was I started making more money than that, so it was it just takes like less time to make it back. But otherwise, all the things that they said, can they do something? Will they be able to charge high ticket? All those doubts will be gone from themselves, and they'll know for sure that they will be able to do it because other people in the community are doing a beautiful job, doing everything that they want to. So I think they should just have that little faith and take that next step and invest in the course, because what they get on the other side is going to be like their life 1 year from then is going to be beyond what they imagined before making the decision. So
Yeah.
that's what.
Cool. Awesome. That was so amazing, Karthika. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your journey. Guys, this is your sign to apply for the Vortex Mastermind. If you want to work closely with me over the next 12 months, you will find the link in the description. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like the video and let Karthika know in the comments what was your number one takeaway, or what was the best part about what she said, what inspired you, because I'm sure she would love to know that. And of course, if you have any questions at all, drop them in the comments. And Karthika, if they want to find your work online, how can they do that?
They can find me on Instagram. Quantum Leap HQ is the Instagram handle. Could you also add it in the bio?
Yes,
Or
I'll do that as well. Yes.
I'll send it. Cool. All right.
Yeah, thank you so much, Karthika.